Hi, Pre-Algebra. We're on lesson 88 now. So this is surface area of a right solid. And so our textbook defines a right solid as a solid whose sides are perpendicular to the top and the bottom. So perpendicular, remember, means that it meets at a 90-degree angle. And so right here, we would have a 90-degree angle also. So the base and the sides would equal 90 degrees at the corner. Okay, so we're just finding the surface area. Sometimes it'll say find the regular surface area, and sometimes it'll say lateral surface area. So the regular surface area is the area of each of the surfaces, or each of the sides. So in this shape here, it's a triangular prism. We have one rectangle, and then another rectangle on this bottom side, and another rectangle on the back side. So there are three rectangles around, and then there is a base at the top here, and then another base on the other side. So there's 5 sides in this triangle, so you should be adding together 5 areas. And then lateral surface area would just be the surface area of the sides without including the bases. So if we talk about this one, it says find the surface area of the right triangular solid shown. Dimensions are in meters. Okay, so we can see that the bases are triangles, so the area of the bases is going to be equal to 4 times 3 divided by 2. And there's going to be 2 of those. So if I just multiply that by 2, I'm going to come out with 12. Okay, so the area of my 2 bases is 12, and we're in meters, so meters squared. All right, so that's 2 sides that I've already done. Now I've got each of the rectangles. So one rectangle is 16 by 5. If your triangle has all 3 different side lengths, then you're gonna have to do all 3 of these separately, because one will be 16 by 5, one will be 16 by 3, and one will be 16 by 4. If you have 2 that are the same, or all 3 that are the same, then you can find one of them and multiply by 2 or 3, however many sides are the same, like we did with the bases. But in this case, all 3 sides of the triangle are different, so we're going to separately multiply them. So 16 times 5 would give us 80 meters squared. 16 times 4 would give us 64 meters squared. And 16 times 3 would be 48 meters squared. Okay, so when I add all of these together, then I'm going to come out with 204 meters squared for my total surface area for this one. So regular surface area is pretty easy. Sometimes you'll have a curvy shape here, so those get a little bit trickier, but you're just using the perimeters of, or areas, depending on what it is that you're talking about, of a circle. So in this case, it says find the lateral surface area of a right solid that's 10 feet tall, whose base is the figure shown on the left. So there's our base, and this is what the whole thing looks like. And the dimensions are in feet. The surface area for a lateral surface area for a right solid is given in the book as the area of the perimeter of the base multiplied by the height. So we're gonna find the perimeter of this, which we can already tell some sides. This side here is 8, this one is also 8, and because this is the length of the whole circle across the diameter of the circle is 6, so this would be 6. So we have 8 plus 6 plus 8 for some of the sides, and then we have to find a half circle perimeter. So for a regular circle, the perimeter is going to be 2 pi times the radius. So in this case, my radius is 3. This is a full circle though, so for a half circle, we're going to divide that by 2. So this 2 kind of goes away for a half circle. And I would just be left with the radius times pi. So in this case, the radius is 3, and so I'm going to add 3 pi for the half circle of the, right here, for this half circle here. Okay, so at this point, I can add all these together. I'm going to go ahead and multiply out 3 times pi, and I'm going to use 3.14 for pi. You'll have to think about or check whether they want you to do 3.14 or whether they want you to keep it as pi, because you could keep it as pi and just add these together and add the 3 pi at the end, but then when you're multiplying by the 10, you would need to multiply here by 10 and this by 10. These added together times 10 and this added together, and this times 10 for your final. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply it out since I need to multiply by the 10. When I multiply out 3.14 times 3, I'm going to get 9.42. So adding these 4 together, I get 31.42 for my perimeter. So my perimeter is in feet, and since I'm multiplying by a height of 10 feet, my final answer for this one is going to be 314.2 feet squared. So that's just the lateral surface area. So this is my formula for lateral surface area. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will try to answer them. Thanks.